Okay, so this is a really key thing here now, and you're solving equations. So this whole unit's really on solving equations. The equations now are getting tougher though, right? You can do this all by hand, but this is where it really gets handy to make sure you don't make any mistakes, to at the very least, check your work. Check your work using a computer algebra system whenever you're allowed to. What does it mean to solve for t? Well, what it means is we have a t, a u, a t, a v. We have t, we have u over there. We have a lot of variables here, a lot of different variables here. And when it says solve for t, what we need to do is we need to get a solution where t is alone on the left or right, whatever, but typically on the left, and everything else is on the right with no t's over there, right? So that's really all we're trying to do. So I'm just going to, what I would have to do is I'd have to move things over a little bit at a time. I'm going to group, and what I would do is I would group these guys here. See? I'll show you how to do this by hand as quickly as I can. Negative 10 tu minus 6 tv. Okay, minus 9. I think that's a t, right? Yeah, t minus 9t plus 5. So thankfully, because of the powers in addition, this is all addition, right? So this is minus, but it's really plus negative 6, and this is plus negative 9, right? So we have all addition, and one of the properties of addition is that I can group. So now if I group all these t's together, I can factor out the t. This is when we factored, remember, distribution property in your pre-work. So we take the t outside and we write what's left inside. Negative 10 t, oops, sorry, no t, made a mistake there. Get my eraser on that t. I factored the t out, right? So I can't forget that. Negative 10u plus negative 6v plus negative 9 plus 5 equals negative 6u minus 10. So the first thing I do is I need to, if I'm going to solve this, I have what is happening to t? Well, t, so that's my first skill, right? Identify, so it's being multiplied, and then there's addition. And then my second skill is to recognize which one I get rid of first. I always get rid of addition first, so I do the reverse of addition, then I do that to both sides, minus 5, and then I can simplify, right? So here we go. T times negative 10u plus negative 6v plus negative 9 equals negative 6u minus 10 minus 5, okay? So now, since this is all just multiply, it's the only thing left happening to t, I solve it by dividing. I want to divide by the factor I want to get rid of, and the factor I want to get rid of is this factor, negative 10u. Right? This is a factor that is a factor in the entire expression is a product, right? This is one factor, and the factor is a sum of 3 terms, right? So plus negative 6v plus negative 9. So I'm going to divide by that, which means I'm going to divide this side by negative 10u plus negative 6v plus negative 9. Ooh, when I simplified, see this? Negative 10 minus 5, that should have been minus 15, right? Negative 10 minus 5. So negative 6u minus 15 over negative 10u plus negative 6v plus negative 9. So something interesting, I don't see this at all. In fact, I don't see any negative signs, and that kind of tips me off, hey? If I've got all negatives up here, why can't I factor out a negative 1? And also all negatives down here, I factor out a negative 1. And so I can cancel those ones, and all of this will turn positive, right? So now I have 6u plus 15 over 10u plus 6v plus 9. So to confirm that that's the answer, we're actually going to take this one and put it in the calculator, and we're going to let the calculator solve this for us. So we're going to copy that, And I'll use my thing here. So solve, Control V to paste it in. And for now, see, remember we do the comma x, but I'm not solving for x, I'm solving for t. So I need to put that in there. And the only other thing I can think of here real quick, let's just double check. It's negative 10u minus 6tv minus 9t plus 5 equals negative 6u minus 10. Solve for t. All right, I got something very different here. And I don't like it. I don't like that answer because it kept the t here. And that shouldn't have been the case. Let's try putting it into the other calculator and see what it says. I'm gonna, oh boy. Let me highlight that again. Control C. And let's try using TI Inspire calculator and Control V. Negative 10 TU. It's because probably it interpreted this as times negative 6V. It is not times, it is minus. There it is, there's that flaw. And it's not times negative 9, it's minus negative 9t. And now I think the rest of that, but this is not times negative 10, this is minus negative, or minus 10. So this is negative 10tu minus 6tv minus 9t plus 5 equals negative 6u minus 10. So now we should get the answer. What? Ooh, interesting. I'm getting a different answer. But when I did it by hand, I liked it. So now what I have to do is this. I'm going to see, this is a trick here, right? I'm going to test to see if these two expressions are equivalent. Is that equal to what I got by hand? And what I got by hand, let me do my fraction over here is Control divide. And now what I got by hand, if you remember, oops, I got, it was 6u plus 15 over 10u plus 6v plus 9. I got this one right here. Okay, so let's put that, and let's put that back there. So 6u plus 15 in the numerator, 6u plus 15 in the numerator over 10u plus 6v plus 9. Sorry. And I already forgot. Sorry. All right. 10u plus 6v plus 9. 10u plus 6v plus 9. Let's see if are they true. So what I did was I put them in to see if they were true, and I didn't get a true statement out of that. What I got was I got factored out, and I don't like that. They grouped and they factored. So I'm not so sure about what's going on here, so I'm going to leave that solve command alone. I should type it in. Oh, I know exactly what's going on. Okay, this is actually really, really good to see. Let's bring this command down here. I forgot, but on these calculators, see where it says TU? It doesn't know that that's T times U. It thinks that TU is a single variable by itself. And the same thing with TV. I have to press the times button. I have to press the times button so that it knows it's T times V. Alright, now I think we're going to like what we see. And this is the same thing that I had, right? It's just rewritten. 6u plus 15 on top, 10u plus 6v plus 9 on the bottom. So that was the problem. And if we come back here and find out what we did wrong here, and I did what I did, Control C. So now I'm going to click in this box, Control V. But in here, I have to show it that TU is not a single variable, so it's times T times U, and this is minus 6V T times V minus N times, I think maybe that's going to be enough. Let's hit enter. And there we go. We got the answer we were looking for. But that was actually a great experience to see that, to understand that when you're putting these in, if you're not getting the right answer, it could be that TU is showing as t times. You need to put it in as t times u. It thinks that tu is its own variable. I wondered why it left tu over here and tv over there, and it didn't connect for a minute, but now I remember you always have to do that. So that was very good for us to see that. Let's go back in here. Let's mark the answer we believe is correct, and we find out that yes, we were correct. So that's how those are done.